Welcome to In The Zone. On the show, we've got a big feature with Birkenhead Park Rugby Club, and it's big because it was a memorable league promotion for this team. First time in 14 years. We managed to film the last game of their season where they actually had promotion in the bag, but it was a fanfare rugby and it was a great occasion. That's all to come. We've also got Sam Quek, Great Britain and England hockey star, just been selected for the Euros. And she'll be coming into the studio to have a little chat shortly in part 2. Tell me a little about how today is for you.
It's unbelievable. It's a celebration really of a real tough, great year, you know, with a lot of hard work. And last week was winning the league, for a week to Spurs, you know, superb. And today's just past players' lunch, 150 people eating dinner. Lovely, glorious day. Hopefully we'll have some glorious rugby to finish a real season on a high, which has been one of the best seasons ever.
All I want to see is a performance. And you know what? I would go as far as saying, and I might do later, this has possibly been the best season I've ever been involved in any club or any organisation. But I'm not going to jump to that until I've seen a performance today. Okay, so everybody contribution individually, and there's some players in here that if you can get to the levels that I know you can, right? I'm telling you now, you've got a fantastic pathway ahead of you into a new league especially. So as you saw, the team is preparing. It's an hour and a half before kick-off. To our left, we're just going to go through because there's 150 sat down to a table dinner of ex-presidents, ex-players, and this is a great occasion for this fantastic club.
We started off quite iffy, to be quite fair, a couple of away games, but since, to be honest, Alistair, I don't like blow your trumpet, but since you've come, we haven't half changed the corner. We've done really well. I'm really pleased.
So obviously you go back a long way, George, and I understand the winning of this league. I think the last one was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
As we can see, we've got a packed house. This is a community club. What does a league promotion mean to a club like Birkenhead Park?
Well, it means a hell of a lot. In one respect, it's top. It's the best. It really is the best. I mean, you can tell because we've got the Lord Mayor has invited us for a reception. So that's what it means to the community.
What sort of day are you expecting today?
I hope they win.
Hope we win.
We've got a nice day outside, so it looks sunny. So just hope that the boys do the job today.
And you've been to a lot of games this season.
Yeah.
In your experience of the club, how has this season been for the club and for you and your supporters?
Well, this season, the disappointment of last season when they lost in the playoff, this season's rejuvenated the club and everyone's enjoying this season.
Can you give us a little summary of your feelings about this season and for the club in general?
Well, funnily enough, I think it all changed when we got this little fella in as a coach called, what was his name again? Muto or something. Joking apart, I think the lads have grown up a bit this season. It is a young side, and I think they've come of age basically. Your coaching has been second to none. And it's given us that little extra push for the title.
So when we talk about promotions, yes, of course, there's lots of rivalry. But of course, Birkenhead Park is almost a representative of the world. And it's great for a Wirral team to have won a promotion.
Terrific. And I tell you what, the guys who are running Birkenhead Park now have done more in the last 5 years than the previous generation did in 70 years. They've really got the club together, and they deserved it, and they're playing okay, aren't they?
Dan, get the water. Yeah, we're going to get this water on a regular basis. Around there.
Obviously, sponsorship is all about paying money and getting a return. Yes, you're an ex-player and you've got vested interest in the club. But as a sponsor, do you get value for your sponsorship at a club like this?
Yeah, I think we do, and we have a particularly one match that we sponsor each season, and we have a big turnout of customers, suppliers, professional advisors, lawyers, accountants, these kind of, and we have a growing number that come along every year, thoroughly enjoy the place, enjoy the buzz, and are becoming rugby converts.
So as a team, Beckenham Park,
Yeah.
how do you think they performed today? Where were their strengths, did you feel?
I feel you've just got a great spine throughout. I think starting from 2 through 9, through 8, through 9, through 10, I just thought the direction was fantastic. And if you're playing off that front foot and playing the corners as you tended, hard direct midfield, I feel you can't go wrong really. And it was just a well executed display of rugby.
So do you think this team are worthy champions?
Oh, very much so, yeah. Consistently the best side throughout the league all year. Just the results have proven that. So yeah, wish you all the best for the season next year.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It has been a fantastic game. As you can see, we've had a spectacle of people here today, it's been a great event, and hopefully you'll stay for a few drinks.
We will, yeah. We'll try our best. All the best.
Super. Matt, what a performance! What a day in front of a huge home crowd. Captain, how do you feel about today?
Oh, fantastic! Just made up that we made a good show for the ex players. So.
And last week, of course, the league was won last week. So coming into this game could have been a dangerous one for the team.
Yeah, I made sure that we didn't take Kendall for mugs, and we turned up on the game.
Yeah,
it's good.
We didn't take this game for
lightly.
We knew they were going to come at us all guns out, and they did. But we responded so well to that, and we didn't let it go at all.
So, of course, you've played 10 today. You were away last week. You come in at 10, score a hat trick.
Yeah, 3 tries it was.
3.
Yeah, 3.
So playing 10 with a team like this, how good is it playing at 10?
Well, playing at 10 with a pack like this is unreal. They go forward, they don't go backwards. That's every yard. Every time you've got a line out, you know they're going to make 20 yards. So it puts you on the front foot straight away, and that makes a hell of a difference as a fly half. And I've played in teams where the pack is going backwards and they're never on the front foot. To play in front of these boys, it's a pleasure.
And when you come to things like this, we're a community club, of course, and you can see it's been a family day. But winning is everything in rugby. And in terms of Beckenham Park, it obviously attracts a lot of attention, exposure, and I understand the objective next year are to go up again.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we want to push on and on. We're going to have a big pre-season, and it starts in a few weeks. So if you fancy it, get down.
And you've seen a young team there, because this team has developed throughout the youth of the club. Absolutely. And they've come together and they've shown that they've got the ability to do this, and we're already talking about going and competing next season.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about that as a president of a club and looking to really kick on from here?
It's wonderful. This is my 7th year as president, and I've seen most of that team come through the youth section and mature through the Colts and into the second team and first team. It's wonderful to see.
And today's performance, did anybody stand out for you today?
There were many standout performers. Jack Lavin scored some great tries, but I think the try of the day was Matt Walls. Great pick-up and timed pass from Dave Ibbotson, and some wonderful footwork and pace from Matt Walls.
The first game I came down here and I thought to myself, we got trounced by Caldy, lads had left, I thought, what are we going to do here? This is going to be a long hard season. But as the young lads that have come in, obviously yourself, you've come in and been coaching them. I'll tell you what a turnaround, phenomenal. And it culminated, New Brighton last week, won the league, killed it off last week. Last game of the season today, no Huddersfield playoff like last year, no nerves, an enjoyable day. And the boys, what did they do? Finished it off like champions today.
So we talk about value for money, and £5 is the entrance. Tell me about the value.
£5? What can you get for £5? You come down and watch these boys. This is worth £5 every day of the week, isn't it? I'll pay a tenner. Never mind a fiver, but don't tell Mark that because he'll put the money up.
So are you looking forward to next season? Because so I believe this is a back-to-back opportunity,
This
promotion.
Squad, I'll tell you what, this squad will go up right next season, and you'll probably add a few lads to what you've got here. I'll tell you what, these boys will compete. These boys will compete, and I'll tell you what, who knows? Rugby. You know what I've seen this season, I wouldn't put anything out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Paul, for coming over and
listen.
Thank you. Thank you
for doing the business. All right.
Thanks. I can't get over the support that this club have had and the way that they've committed to all the play throughout the whole of the season. They have been deserved winners. From 1 to 15, they've put everything in. It was a spectacle of a game. It's been very well supported, and I've enjoyed every minute of being here. As you can see, the boys are kicking the ball, and this party will go on to many hours this evening, and of course I suspect into the early hours of the morning. Welcome back. Now, as you can see, I'm with Sam Quek, the Great Britain GB women's hockey star. Now, Sam's you've just been selected for the European 2015 Championships.
Yep, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about how it's gone for you this season and what this means to you coming up.
To be fair, this season's been pretty up and down. Back before Christmas I broke 2 ribs, so the rehab and coming back for that was pretty long, and then I missed out for selection for the qualifications for Rio, which was a huge tournament, and that was in June. So, you know, being back into the squad, especially for a big tournament like Europeans, I know I'm really pleased.
And you're in good shape, because you've been doing a little bit of work this morning on the track, and you look as though you're in fantastic shape. How are you feeling going into the championships?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, you know, I've worked hard and it's paid off. So coming back, especially doing some of these drills, it's nice to see that I'm quite springy, I'm fit and I'm feeling good.
Good, okay, so Sam's actually done some masterclass sessions with WESPA, and we're going to take you to those masterclass sessions now, so over to the feature.
The kids, they're from the local swimming clubs, so they're here to learn, they're here to have a great time, and you get that from club swimmers, you know, they're here to really try and pick up some advice that I can bring to their swimming career. Strokes as well. So my backstroke would start getting sloppy, my fly would start getting sloppy. I wouldn't be catching the water the same on foot fly and breaststroke if I was messing around on my freestyle. Okay. What I like to bring to these types of swim days is the detail in the swimming, and that was something that I used to work on diligently in my swimming career, because I'm not the biggest, tallest swimmer in the world, so I had to work extremely hard on my technique, and that's something that I like to bring to my swim days, is to really focus on the details and make nice, neat, tidy strokes, because swimming is such a technical sport, and I think if you've got that technique down, it'll make you a much faster swimmer and a more successful swimmer.
So after 3 Olympics, London 2012, 2012 of course, we're now 2015, it's 3 years. What's James Goddard been doing over those sort of 3 years? Because it must have been an exciting time for you in London. Yeah, how's it been since?
It's been difficult, to be fair. Moving from that transition of training and competing all the time in competitive sport to kind of not knowing what's going on, breaking out of that bubble. Something that I found really passionate is training kids and doing stuff like we've done today, is going out to swimming clubs, trying to help develop young talent, and that's something that's definitely grown in passion for me over the last few years. We've got some fantastic swimmers out there, and I've been up and down the country and around the world actually, looking at the different types of swimmers. Well, I thought today, dealing with club swimmers today, between the ages of 11 and 14, I thought they were easily old enough to try and push them and do things that are maybe considered more on the elite level. And I think getting this drilled into them at an early age as possible, perfectly fine. Getting them into good habits, getting them into good routines, and trying to emphasise that they've got to practice this every single day, during every single session, is one of the main things I wanted to get across today.
Well, on the back of that, let's move to Grace. Grace, you're 13, you swim out
Royal Metro.
Royal Metro. Going on that little cup story, did you manage to keep it on your head for 2 lengths?
Well, like the last time I did it, I got up to run about 45 metres, but then it fell off.
It fell off.
Yeah. So.
Now I understand you're a very good swimmer. Yeah, James is very impressed with you. Tell me a little bit about your week as a 13-year-old. What does your week look like with reference to hours swimming and a number of sessions?
Well, I have to at the start of the week, I have to get up early to go Monday morning training.
What is early?
At about 5 o'clock.
That's early.
We have to get in at the pool at about half 5, going on to 4:45, because I have to get out to go to school a bit earlier. I get out at about 7:15.
James, a little bit older perhaps? You're certainly taller than Grace. A little bit older, but you swim for the City of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what you do swimming-wise, because you are, again, an elite swimmer.
Yeah. I do 7 sessions a week, which is 14 pool hours, but then I do an extra 2 hours land work.
Any sport, and WESPA covers all sports, but that is a phenomenal commitment, certainly at 13. Now, the masterclass this morning, did you enjoy it?
Really well.
Did this man give you some real good tips?
Yeah.
It's great to have an Olympic, 3-time Olympic Commonwealth gold medalist in a sports centre in the world. So it's been, for everybody watching, it's been fantastic. So I really hope that we will see you again, and obviously WESPA and all the great work that you're going to be doing going forward.
And it's great to come on board with WESPA, who are a company that are moving forward, trying to find and develop the young swimmers all across the country, and that's one of the main things that drew me towards WESPA, and wanting to be part of the WESPA team is that exact point.
So we've got this morning WESPA Masterclass, the first hockey course of the week. We have with me Sam Queck. Now Sam is the Great Britain ladies hockey captain. She's come down from London today, a Wirral lass as it were. She went to Caldy sixth form and went to Birkenhead High School. Sam, what a great morning. The rain's held off and it's been a very successful morning so far from what I can see. Tell me a little bit about how you think it's gone this morning.
Yeah, I think it's been brilliant. As we say, the rain has stayed off. We had a bit of a drizzle, so the whiteboards didn't go as planned. But no, it's been absolutely brilliant. The kids have been really engaging, and I think it makes a difference when you're coaching with, regardless of their age, like their ability. So the ability to kind of engage and do and try new things, it makes such a difference.
So obviously being a Great Britain senior player, how important is it for these youngsters to learn the basics from a very early age?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was in their shoes, probably more than 10 years ago now, actually, thinking back. And if I would have had the input of just coaching, a few key pointers just to think about, to go away and practice at club, potentially I could have made it a little bit earlier. I could have had that little bit of an edge. Any input at any level, it makes such a difference.
And what about aspiration? Because you only have to turn around and you've got Great Britain all over your track. So now obviously for girls here and boys, they'll see this Great Britain, they'll see a young girl and they'll see, God, this is it about it. Aspiration's got to be everything in sport, surely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think role models are, they're essential for that. We see it in sport. We see footballers, rugby players there for the boys. So although that is important, I think it's extra important for the girls to be coming through. You look now at the likes of Jessica Ennis-Hill, athletes like that who girls look up to, and I go, actually, I want to be part of that. And to be able to put on the GB shirt or the T-shirt or the tracksuit, it's an absolute honour.
WESPA can take a 12, 13, 14-year-old potentially to new levels now, because performance training is a major part of sport now. So to have that physical attribute to any sport has got to be key. Science, nutrition, psychology. Do you think potentially you could create great world-class players from giving them that little bit extra?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't believe in the ethos of WESPA. And again, I kind of put myself in like their shoes where I was at 13. And although it's all about ability and attitude to training and everything, it's the small percentages which make you going from good to like excellence. And to have the input at such a young age, to have that understanding from the likes of yourselves and your professionals coming through, that can only be great for the kids. And I think to be able to have it at 13, 14, by the time they're 18 and really playing with adults at international stage, they'll have an understanding and be able to implement that to be their best.
So we're at Upton Hall School on the Wirral this morning, and we have Holly Lamb-Moores doing a handball session to a group of girls that have possibly never played sport before. Upton absolutely sees the opportunity, and of course there's opportunity for someone like Holly to come down to the school and they sees and said, look, we want to get handball as part of our curriculum for sport. So this morning Holly's taken them through the basics of handball. Handball's now quite an aggressive sport. You've got to be powerful, fit, strong, and I think it's a sport that any girl, any boy can get involved in. I think it's a super sport, and I think after today's session I think there'll be a few girls that will be quite keen to take the sport up.
The girls have been so inspired. What a privilege for them to have, a real Olympian working with them. You could feel the energy, you could feel the enthusiasm. They're looking for opportunities. They're looking for the chance to work with other people who are talented in a particular sphere. And what I saw this morning tells me that when you get a group of young people together with an inspirational character, the sky's the limit.
The sport speaks for itself, really. Like you say, it's got everything, and that's how I was hooked to it from the start. So I've got quite an easy job in that respect. But again, you can sort of see the ones that participate in a lot of sport because handball comes naturally to them. It has all types of different skills, requires all sorts of different skills, and it requires a little bit of aggression, which I think as a female, as a girl, it's quite good. I'd just like to give some young people the same opportunities that I've had. And some of those girls there, I could easily have picked out a couple of world-class handball players there potentially. And WESPA allows us to go into schools and find those world-class handball players that we may not have found using any other methods.
Well, we've come to the end of our show. A huge thanks to Birkenhead Park Rugby Club and of course Sam Queck for coming in, and all the very best for WESPA and the developments for 2016, especially exciting times ahead. I look forward to seeing you all again in the next edition of In The Zone, and until then, stay in the zone.